and a
Okay.
half months,
Cool.
probably. I want to say it was like
Awesome.
mid-February when you guys spent 2 weeks in. You left France in March, like early March.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Illuminated Page. I'm Matt, and I am here with Shawn.
Hey guys.
John. Jeez, oh Pete.
Well, hello.
David.
Hello.
And Roxanne, who has flipped some people
I know.
on
I
their
need to.
position.
I need to. I don't know why it's always David and I that I switch around, but I will fix it in just a second.
Like, did David get a new character? I thought we talked about maybe a backup character. That name looks wrong.
Yeah, he survived.
So we'll do a little bit of like quick housekeeping stuff, and then we'll go to the intro video. So if you haven't joined our Discord yet, we had a big influx of people, and by big I mean like for us it was big, but it was a good influx of people. We've had some good
growth,
conversations on our Discord. You should go check out our Discord server anytime you can. It's right there in the chat if you want to just click that link and come join us and talk about cool things like Baba Yaga. Actually, we didn't talk about Baba Yaga. We talked about Spirited Away and, I don't know, other...
The He-Man conversation from the other day.
Oh, yeah, the He-Man conversation was real good. And G.I. Joe. Like, we've talked about a lot of stuff. So come out and come over and check that out. Also, if this is a thing that you would like to be a part of, like you're like, man, I really want to stream on one of these shows with these guys, that's the place to apply for it. We have a whole page or a whole channel dedicated to applications to come stream with us. Can't guarantee anything. We do have some, I would like to say high quality marks for what we need for like equipment, but it's usually not hard to get a hold of. It's just a matter of if you have it or not, and if you have the time and space to make that happen. And we're back next week with Growing Shadows, correct?
Growing Shadows, yes.
We are. And we actually
Fantastic.
have a show this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
I should know that. I'm on that show.
Yay.
Never Going Home is the name of the game, correct?
Yes, it is.
And we'll have Brandon attend, who I believe is instrumental in writing it, correct?
Yeah, he is the head of Wedding Studio, and Never Going Home is one of their big properties. Tenebris is, and so is a game that just came out in the last few months called Jiangxi, Blood on the Diner Floor or something like that. And interesting game where you are a member of a family at a Chinese restaurant, and it is haunted. I think that's the overall plot of that one.
Okay.
Worst buffet ever.
So yeah, you should definitely check that out. That is 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. That will be live. I'll be playing in that. John is running it, and we've got a couple other people that I'm looking forward to playing with, besides Brandon, who also will be playing. That's Saturday. Next Thursday is what we just talked about, and
Growing Shadows, yeah.
Growing Shadows.
We are narrowing. I apologize for anything tonight that seems amiss with me. I am on day. This is my second day after the second vaccine, and it has been a pretty rough 48 hours. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling way better, but my brain is still a little addled. I was confused. I had literally a bowl of food in my hand in the kitchen yesterday, and I was like, "Why am I in the kitchen? What did I come in here for?" Because I'd come out to get my food. I had no idea. So, you all right over there? You're looking a little green, Roxy. You feeling sick?
I don't know what happened. I'm trying to fix it, but yeah, I'm okay.
I hear it's not easy right now for you.
Never. It's never easy being green.
Listen, I couldn't pass that up, right? Oh, there, that's better. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, there we go.
And I think we're on our final approach for our Star Trek Adventures game. We have some official dates. I'm going to wait until we get a little bit closer to kick those out to everybody, but I feel pretty confident that we're on course for this. I'm trying to use as many Star Trek things as I can describing this. I feel like we're pretty on course for it. I really feel pretty good. We have a good cast. We rounded out the rest of the cast with some people that I'm very excited about playing. Yeah, actually, I'm really excited about all our new players, including Shawn. So Shawn will be joining us on that.
And thrilled to lose all the players that we lost. No, I'm joking.
No, we lost some players that I was really looking forward to playing with too. I'm a little disappointed, but life happens, and sometimes people can't commit anymore to the projects they were a part of, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So, what now?
Real life. I was just gonna say, real life always comes first.
I only said that because John and David used to be on that show, and they both ran for the hills.
Actually, I don't know. David got a promotion and his own ship. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I came up pretty well on that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being able to pop in every now and then and play when I can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you coming back as a guest star. We are also going to be doing something interesting with that so that'll be on Mondays. We're going to do 12 weeks of episodes for Star Trek, and then we're going to switch off to a kind of one-off short campaigns in different settings and systems. And the first one after that is going to be X-Crawl, which is a Dungeons and Dragons setting set in the modern world where dungeon delving is the extreme sport. And so there's cameras and sponsors, and there's a lot going on. And it's not just about dungeon delving. It's not just fighting the monsters and doing those things. There's more to it than that, and there's some politics on the back end of stuff. But it should be a fun 12-week campaign. I'm looking forward to that as well, and we'll see what happens after that, because we've not planned much farther than the next 36 weeks. I think we're good for a little while.
Yeah, I think we're okay. We'll figure it out.
So, and then this show is not going anywhere. This is our last season of Masks of Nyarlathotep, and then we'll be starting up Horror on the Orient Express, where I will be shifting into being a player, and Roxanne will be taking over as the storyteller so we can all annoy her with our shenanigans.
Please don't annoy me too much. It's a big campaign to be annoyed.
She's already approved 2 very annoying things that I asked for. A servant and a cat. This is going to be the best.
I mean, we're technically adults in this game, so it's not going to be like Bunkhouse B, where we're throwing salt at everything that moves.
I mean, maybe. I might throw salt at stuff. It's my character trait. I'm going to write that on my sheet. So, yeah, that'll all be coming up. We got some big stuff coming. I know Growing Shadows is... Did you guys just end, or you are ending the season?
We have at least 3 more episodes that need to take place. And then we will end the season, and we'll be kicking off pretty shortly thereafter with the new one. But the thing is that it's just playing catch up. I mean, honestly, between COVID, moving, and everything else that has been a part of life, we just wanted to get this season in the bag and move on to the next one. Because we have plot and ideas.
Excellent. So yeah, come out next Thursday for Growing Shadows, Saturday for No Way Home. No Way Home.
Never going
home.
Going home. Yeah, Never Going Home. So come out for those, and we'll hopefully see you then. But let's go ahead and roll that intro video, and we'll get started tonight.
Sounds great.
All right. So last we left our investigators, they were on Grey Dragon Island, having made it onto the island, avoiding some deep ones and a dimensional shambler. And they made it onto the island, snuck their way to the volcano, killed a couple of guards pretty quietly, did pretty well there. Went inside the volcano into the literal volcano lair of the villain. I mean, it's pretty cliche, but it was pretty awesome, I think.
There
Turns
were
out
no
there was a giant rocket. There was a pool of lava. Somebody got older. Yeah. How you feeling over there? Do you want to roll to see if you brought your walker with you?
What?
But The group of you, well, some of you made it out of the cave alive. We definitely, Aaron is dead, and like dead, I mean dead. And Claudius is unconscious, although being carried gingerly out of the cave. There was an attack by a deep one, and then rocks were falling. Aaron also lost his mind prior to the cave falling, or the volcano falling in on itself. We are going to jump forward a little bit. I'm just going to describe a few things, and then we'll get you back to where we can play. But as you guys left the volcano and headed kind of back towards the boat the way you came, you saw that the volcano itself was erupting, and not just from the top, but from sides where it was blowing open holes. It was a very violent eruption, and oftentimes came with small earthquakes, and small as in none of you were jostled around too much, but it is shaking the ground relatively violently, and it seems to be coming from the volcano itself. As you made your way down towards where the boat was, you eventually found yourselves face to face with what was left of the new China force and the few mercenaries you had left. And this is really just Jimmy and Dalphus. And then I think, Aaron, you're playing what's his name? I actually have this one in notes.
Well, the first one he was playing, I think, died.
Yep.
And then he's got a second one now.
Yep.
Oh, he's playing Davy.
Yeah,
he's playing,
Davy Boy.
Yeah, Davy
Yeah.
Boy Smith.
So you guys, you're met by them. They seem to have either killed everyone or cleared them away from the landing. You do hear kind of off in the distance some other sound, but it's moving away from the beach and away from you. The boat is relatively undamaged. The fire was put out. Whatever the thing was is dead on the deck. And there are lots of bodies kind of strewn around from where it lashed out and attacked people. But the captain is the first officer is ready to go. So you kind of pile on the boat, dump bodies off of it, because no one needs to question those things when you get back to dock, and start heading out. You get probably a mile or so away when there's another large earthquake, enough that it causes big waves to come up over the sides of the boat, and you see the island itself drop into the water a little, as though whatever was underneath it disappeared. You can still see the volcano spitting out lava, and as the island itself kind of sinks down, there is still something left, a solid mass on top, but it's just where the lava is cooling rapidly. It looks like the island maybe dropped 100 feet or so into the water, just enough so the tip of the volcano is the only thing that's left out from the original island. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Thank you, Roxanne. As a reminder, you can tip. There are some luck advances as sanity increases and shielding players from sanity loss. That's all listed there in the chat. Feel free to do that at any time, and I'm sure that people will enjoy it. The travel back to Shanghai goes relatively safely, but there is a clear malaise that falls over the whole crew. Both the people that are running the boat and the people that came with you. There's maybe half of the people that came with you still alive. And from just a little bit of talking back and forth, what you gather is that the Shambler is what killed most of them. The people on the dock never got really close enough to the boat. They just got picked off one by one. It was really the Shambler that got most of the people. As you kind of pull into the dock, the first officer takes his money, what was left that was owed, and he says that he'll take care of any concerns with the dockmaster, but there shouldn't be any. The boat's been washed down and cleaned up enough that it doesn't look like there was anything more than just a fire. You guys quickly and quietly head back to the warehouse where the two of you are greeted by Mr. Schmidt. But you take Bowen and Claudius' bodies in and kind of rest them comfortably, as comfortably as you can. So that's kind of where the two of you are at right now. Let's talk about Hardy, Mr. Little. So, Hardy, where have you been? Don't forget you're on Push to Talk.
I am on Push to Talk.
Where have you been during this? And first, let's talk about your relation to the players or the characters that have been in this so far.
Sure. So, my name is Hardison Little. I go by Hardy. Claudius is my older brother. And I was tasked with caring for Jewel when I got word that she would be returning to the United States from Egypt, and me and my girlfriend have been in charge of her care until I got a telegram from Samson or a telegraph from Samson and Yarrow that said Claudius had requested us in Hong Kong. So we actually just got to Hong Kong about a week ago, and then a representative of the company asked Posey and I to come to Shanghai, and we don't rightly know what's going on, but we are waiting word at the Samson and Yarrow warehouse.
Okay. And Mr. Finally, let's talk about you.
Well, my name is Jacob Feinling, and I served in the war with Aaron. Been spending most of my time since the war living in France. I am part of an organization that looks into these things and try to put a stop to them. And so apparently while Aaron was resting and recovering in France, he asked to meet with me. And while he was really nervous about discussing what he's been through, because quite honestly, normal people will find this all quite insane, I totally understood what he was talking from or coming from. And he didn't want to tell me where they were headed to next, but I had some contacts and I've been keeping track of him. He's been sending letters, and I was trying to get to Shanghai to help them in this endeavor, and I was a little too late.
Okay. So, Mr. Finally, you did track down the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been staking it out so much as you just have been taking note of anything in and out. Yesterday morning you got there, or this morning you got there just in time to be told that Mr. Lockhart had just left and he would not be available for some time. And then you were hanging out in the area when you noticed the car with some of the people that had been described in the letters to you drive by. A couple of people, specifically Jimmy and Dalphus. You see another man in the car that you don't recognize, although he looks like a strapping young lad. The other two members of the party you don't see. And you kind of make your way over to the warehouse. Get there probably 5 or 10 minutes after they do. So it's about that time that you kind of rap at the door. So Dalphus, you and Jimmy you drove back from the dock, got the two people inside, and as you're explaining to Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Rumsfeld what has exactly happened, Mr. Rumsfeld says, "Well, there is a visitor from the home office here. I believe it's Mr. Rumtree's younger brother. I've kept him occupied because I wasn't sure. He seemed to be in the know of things, but I wasn't quite sure how in the know he was, so I wanted to keep him occupied. Would one of you two wish to speak with him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It's about that time that you hear a rap at the door, and Mr. Schmidt looks over and walks over and opens the door. Jacob, you see the same gentleman, the kind of rough German. Can I help you, sir?
Yeah, actually, I'm looking for Aaron Lockhart.
I am sorry, he is indisposed at this moment. Can I take a message for him?
No, but you can let me in because I know that there's something big going on.
Can I get Dalphus and Jimmy to give me listen checks?
All right.
Dalphus gets a penalty dice because he's so much older now. That's a
What?
joke. Yeah, exactly.
I failed it.
On listen, I do not get it.
You only aged a couple years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you both hear an English. You are English, right? Finally, yeah.
Midwest.
An English voice, not accented, just sounds about right. And you hear the name Aaron a couple of times.
Interesting. You know if he had any family or anything?
I believe he mentioned writing to someone. I'll go see who it is.
Okay. So Dalphus, you come over to the door, and there is a. Go ahead and describe yourself.
So Jacob finally is about 5'10". He's not bulky. He's got kind of a swimmer's build. Shaggy, blondish brown hair, kind of an angular face, khaki pants, knee-high boots, white shirt. Your classic, adventuring type. He's just kind of leaning against the door jamb with his arms folded, waiting for someone to talk to him.
I'll go to the door, take a look. Does he look like he served? Look like a soldier? Have the kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and he's also got a scar that runs from like his nose back to his temple, but it's like a fine white line. So,
Hello, can I help you?
you guys responsible for what's going on out in the bay over there?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Where's Aaron?
You're here for Aaron.
I'm here to help Aaron.
Oh, may I ask your name, sir?
Jacob Finley. We served together in the war.
Can I have you roll intelligence, Dalphus?
It'd be a hard success.
You remember Aaron mentioned once Jacob Finley, just in passing, and you've heard him repeat it a couple of times when especially the later in this adventure that you guys have gone, he has been repeating that name during dreams. Usually in a working together against a conflict. But you have heard the name multiple times.
Finally. Yes. Captain Hardgrove. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet
Sorry
you.
to break some news to you, soldier. Why don't you come on in?
Okay, I walk in.
Can I get you to give me a spot?
That is a fail.
Okay. It's a large warehouse. There's lots of stuff around. There are an inordinate number of armed guards. Like, Either they're shipping a lot of really expensive stuff here, or there's a bunch of paranoia going on.
Well, I see you guys are prepared. I kind of have a clue from what Aaron has told me what you guys are prepared for.
We
Shall we
maybe
lay our
not prepared enough. We just got back from a mission. We lost a lot of good men.
I'm
I'm
assuming
sure Aaron
since
would have been happy to have seen you a little sooner.
well, I'm sure he would have been. So when you guys were in France, we had a chance to have dinner a couple of times, and he explained what's going on. So I kind of know what's going on. I'm not sure what you were trying to do here in Shanghai. Was it successful at least?
I think we had a fair measure of success. It's hard to call the whole thing successful.
Is Penhue dead?
I believe he is.
Take out a little battered notebook out of my pocket and I start writing some stuff down, put it back in my pocket.
No. I want to be very clear with you right now. Aaron didn't make it back either.
No, I kind of figured that the way you guys were kind of beating around the bush on that.
I'll lead him into the back where we have them.
Roxy, can I get Hardy to give me a listen check? I'd say at advantage or with a bonus die. Because it's relatively quiet in the warehouse anyway.
For sure. Let me get let me find a thing. There it is. Oh. Not the thing I want.
In fact, I think the death of Pinhu is largely due to part of Aaron's actions.
Hard success.
Okay.
That's some...
When Hardy, when you and Posey Pepin. Man, these are. At least she's got alliteration. That's going for her. So when you two got here, you were met by Mr. Rumsfeld, who runs this particular area. You worked for a while as a courier for your brother. He had brought you into more of the kind of upper management things, but only in a very secondary area where you are aware of the people operating in different areas, but you hadn't really met them or really interacted with them. Just that you were aware,
sure.
Well, if you end up in Shanghai, your brother always left this well, if you have to be there because here isn't good, here are some people you can look up. He always gave you a way out. And so you were aware of Mr. Rumsfeld before you got here. When you got here, he wanted to make sure you got to go over the books because those were important. He wanted to make sure that you saw the things that he saw and that you could see that they were doing everything appropriately. It was very clear he was burying you in paperwork on purpose. He wanted to keep you distracted. And Posey, smart gal that she is, helped you work through some of it, but they keep the books well. There's nothing to work through here. But he sure did give you a big stack of stuff to double check.
Yeah, I'm on my I think I've just torn open my second pack of Lucky Strikes.
Yeah.
And I am getting a little upset. And as soon as I hear voices,
well, you heard some voices come in and they were really quiet, and then another voice, you heard the rap at the door, and then another voice joined them that you have not heard before. You had at least gotten used to probably Jimmy and Dalphus, and you heard Schmidt because he has there's a very German sound to what he's saying, and then Rumsfeld. But this fifth voice is new and different. It's probably about that time that your interest is piqued enough to come out of the office.
Where is my brother? I've been sat here looking at these damned financials. I'm a driver. I don't do this. I just want to talk to my brother.
Mr. Little, I think that maybe you have missed a page or two in the ledger.
I don't care about that at all, ever. My brother would not be here to check the books. Where is my brother?
Dalphus and Jimmy, you both can see Mr. Rumsfeld is very panicked with this idea that this man has come out speaking about his brother, and from the way that the man is speaking, it's pretty clear that they're related to Claudius.
Oh, you must be Hardy. Man, you look a lot like your brother.
I don't take that as a compliment, but thank you. My brother was the ugliest one of us. Where is he? I recognize you a little bit. I think we met at a Christmas party one time. Jewel had you over, but I really need to talk to Claudius. His last messages were very, very concerning.
All right. I'll take you to him. Come with me. I'm taking back to where Claudius is laid out.
Yeah. So he takes you back. Claudius has been kind of beat to hell. He's got some bad claw marks that have been tended, but also some bruising cuts on the head. He's unconscious. He's breathing relatively well, but he's out. On the bed on the other side of the room is a man that is very dead.
What happened?
Well, I
Can
dragged
you hear
him
me?
out of a volcano as it was exploding around us. So I'd say he's in not bad shape considering.
I didn't even know China had volcanoes. Where did you find a? Sorry. What?
That was not a statement I was expecting. I'm sorry.
He's going to be all right. He has some healing to do, but he's going to be all right.
Can he hear me?
I don't know. He's probably pretty deep with sleep right now, but
Both Jimmy and Dalphus are pretty beat up too and dirty. Like not like gross, but like covered in dust and dirt and grime, probably some blood.
Well, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. While Hardy's talking, I kind of push past all of them and go to Aaron's body. I'm assuming, is it covered with the sheet?
Yes.
I pull it back enough and kind of stare down at him. And if anybody notices, there's tears. And I kind of bend down a little bit, kiss him on the forehead, and just whisper that I'll take care of your parents. And I'm just staring at his body, just letting the realization that he's gone kind of wash over me.
Look, when you're ready to talk, I'll be out in the other room. I'm really sorry for the both of you. Unfortunately, I got some planning to do.
Just kind of look at Jimmy and I nod at him.
and I could use a drink.
As you guys kind of turn away from the room, a young woman. What does Posey look like?
Queenie from Fantastic Beasts.
Nice. A young woman comes out of the office and around the corner, into the towards the room as you're walking by, and she says, "Hardy, are you okay?" And sticks her head in and sees.
Baby, don't come in here.
Claudius
Don't come in here. Don't come in here.
and Aaron. And just kind of puts her hand to her chest. Oh my. Oh my.
They say he'll
to
be
Aaron?
okay. Aaron? Thought you wanted to see Claudius. Do you know
I'm
Mr.
here
Lockhart?
You. He looked into an old boyfriend of mine once, and he was a good detective. Is he going to be okay?
Oh man, he's not going to be okay. He's dead.
Oh my. He's such a good man.
He was. He was one of the best.
I'll be back, Claudius, and I kind of put my hand lightly on her arm and lead her from the room.
I'm back with a few glasses and a bottle of whiskey. Can I offer any of you a drink?
I'll take a double.
Posey grabs a glass. Says, yes, please.
I'll pour out a few drinks.
She'll take mine.
I'm going to be grabbing anything that was Aaron's, any books, and I'm going to start looking at his notes. Figure out. My character has not been paying as much attention because he's pretty much like the blunt instrument. You point him and he does his job. And now with Aaron out of it, he's like, okay, what do I need to know? Where's the next step?
Roll intelligence for me. Actually, sorry. First, real quick, Jimmy and Dalphus both roll a d6 and add that to your luck.
I made the intelligence roll.
4.
Cool. And then I'm going to have both of you roll a d10 and a d20.
Ooh.
And you'll add that to your sanity.
Nice.
14 and 6.
So you
Jeez,
make
okay.
your intelligence. Can you roll a luck for me as well, Jimmy?
So the total of that D20 and D10 to the sanity?
Yeah.
And I make my luck. 51 out of 57.
So you flip through his journal. It starts out pretty solid and easy to read, and the farther you get into it, it gets a little more. It's very clear that you guys hit the group of you hit action, and he is writing kind of some of his raw thoughts down. But then it gets even more kind of disjointed. I wouldn't say crazy, but it's more of a like splurts of information, and then tangents that are still informative and helpful, but not a coherent through line anymore. And it was not something that I would call crazy, but it's more of like a manic writing when you've got too much going on.
Yeah.
You've got to get it all out at once. And so you end up bouncing back and forth between things. But
Probably sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that probably the last coherent thing, like truly coherent thing, would have been after the pyramid and the different locations that we needed to hit to stop this, and then everything else after that would have just been falling apart.
So what you piece together from his notes is that there are 3 points of a triangle. One in Kenya, one outside of Shanghai, and one in Australia, Western Australia. That if done correctly, those 3 points were in the center of the triangle that those 3 points would make. A great rift would open on January 16th, 1926, which is 10 months from now. We're in April. So 11 months, I don't know. Next year. You've got a little bit of time. But it would require all 3 points to have some sort of mystical resonance for that to happen, and then something would have to force it open, something large that would explode, that could be shot into the air. Which, Jimmy, what's your intelligence?
Strangely, one of my best attributes. That's a 90.
Oh, then you know that's what that rocket was. If that wasn't what the rocket was for, then you don't know anything. But that would have propelled itself into the air, and there was enough. The explosions from the volcano were not just the volcano erupting. Volcanoes don't normally erupt like that. Something in that rocket caused greater damage than would be expected. Does that make sense? So 2 of the spots you personally have been to 2 of the spots, Shanghai outside of Shanghai and Australia. You're pretty positive both of those places were right. And you see some notes in there that include a picture, like a pictogram of almost like a ritual drawing that you do remember seeing in Australia. You didn't pick up on it at the time, but it was in the floor of that large room where you killed Dr. Huston. And it was also on the floor over by Pinhue when you were in the volcano. It was the exact same thing. Both of them were carved into the ground.
The hell?
So the last place that's left, according to the notes and the journal, is Kenya. And what you believe, according to Aaron, or what Aaron believed, I guess, is a better way to put that, is the Mountain of the Black Wind. Now, what that means, you don't really know. There's some babbling about a painting, but there's no real... And there is a painting in somebody's stuff. I don't remember where it's at. I think it's probably with Dalphus.
In Aaron's, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No, the painting, I thought, didn't we ship that back to the university at some point? Because we got
I know
tired of
you
lugging
put
it
it out of your
around.
frame and rolled it up, and I don't remember what happened with it after that.
I
Bobby
actually
was
think
lugging it.
I think it went back with Bobby
Yeah,
because he was
Bobby
carrying
had
it.
That
I
makes
know
sense. So, yeah,
we
it's
sent
gone.
some other stuff back to the university, but I don't think we still had the painting then. We
some
lost the
books
painting in
and
Egypt.
capstone,
Oh, the alien device, the
scepter
weird...
things we had, that all went back to the university.
The Yithian device, the
Yeah.
capstone,
The
and I think
scepters.
we had a Cthulhu idol.
Yeah,
All right.
that's right. So, yeah, you don't have the whole story. You don't know what's going to happen or what to expect at the Mountain of the Black Wind. Aaron didn't seem to know. He just knew it was the last place of power and something important is going to happen there. And it is as important but differently important. Differently, yes. It's as important as Shanghai but in a different way. That's the way to put that. So something was going to happen in Shanghai that was important, probably the rocket. Something else is going to happen in Kenya that would also be important. But it all leads to the rebirth of Nyarlathotep in a human form. And there's some mention of the Black Pharaoh from just before the 4th dynasty in Egypt. I think it's the 4th dynasty. My brain doesn't remember. And I'm not flipping through the
Pretty sure that's
I'm
right,
pretty
yeah.
sure. I'm pretty sure it was between the 3rd and 4th dynasties. Nefer and Ka.
So there was a Black Pharaoh that ties into someone that Nitocris that might or might not have been resurrected. Aaron notes that her girdle was missing, or that the mosque that held her girdle had been destroyed. So there's a lot going on in this journal. There's a lot to really work through, but you're just quick with an intelligence of 90. Like, you can skim through it pretty quick and pick up the ideas. You might need to go back and reread it for the details, but you also probably are about to have a several week boat ride to wherever you're going next.
I'm going to give them all time to talk, and then I'll bring this forward to the group. But I'll let Dalphus do his thing. My character really doesn't want to get involved or interfere with either the grief or whatever they're going to be feeling.
Dalphus, do you, because I don't want to sit here and go through the whole explanation, but do you explain everything to Hardy and Jacob pretty thoroughly?
Yeah.
Do you leave anything out? Keeping in mind that there's a young lady right there, that might change how Dalphus handles it.
If
very
Hardy,
little.
I was gonna say, if Hardy picks up that you're pulling punches on behalf of Posey, hell, if she picks up that you're pulling punches on behalf of her, she'll be like, "Believe me, honey, this is fine. Tell us what happened."
Yeah, and
Just admit some of like gory stuff, but all the important information will be relayed.
So, yeah, the both of you are given a thorough explanation of from start to finish, and that the intent originally was to find Roger Carlyle,
Including to show sketches that I made during things.
No, that makes sense. To find the original intent was to find Roger Carlyle and find out what happened. Aaron knew that Aaron and Dalphus and Jimmy and Claudius all knew that Roger Carlyle was alive, they transmitted back that he was in fact dead.
Yes.
No, I'm making sure like that is a thing that was told to his sister, that he is in fact dead.
Yes, at his request, I thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jack
Yeah.
is dead now too. Jack is actually dead now.
Yeah, Jack was the one that requested that because it wouldn't have done her any good to recover him anyway.
Jack was covered in freaking lava, so like Jack is dead.
Flesh wound.
But that leaves like there's a lot that has happened since then that is really it sits pretty heavy with the both of you. Actually, I want both of you to make a sanity check, and we'll assume that Posey makes one too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have her character sheet yet.
No, it's not. I'm not worried about that. Just the idea that she would also go through this.
So, given my background with the
Even
sorry,
that,
Paul.
even with your background in military service, a lot of this is like
No. This would be the background since the military. I've been with the Wiper Pals.
oh
But-
yeah, no, yeah. That's the concept of that is great. It still doesn't prepare you for the realization that this is all happening.
It's a new thing for me. I passed my sanity check.
Well, there's one.
Good start.
Did you pass yours as well, Rox?
Oh, did you say Hardy? I thought you said Dalphus. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Hardy should.
He did. No, he did not pass his sanity.
You'll lose one
Okay, cool.
as it kind of slowly starts to sink. And I would say Posey also kind of it starts to sink in. It sinks into all three of you, but it affects the two of you a little bit more. By this time, you guys have kind of moved into a little kitchenette. And
I have a 90 in sanity, and I rolled a 93.
well, now you have an 89 insanity.
That's true.
You have moved kind of into the kitchenette where you have not purposefully sat down. Like that was never Dalphus didn't motion for you guys to go in there and you went in there. You just kind of moved in there while you were listening and all sat down. The bottle, I wouldn't say is empty, but it is, there's much less liquid in the whiskey bottle now than there was. And Rumsfeld and Schmidt have given you plenty of room. Neither one of them want to hear anything about this. And then you did also see them like patch up Davy Boy some because he took some damage, I believe. Even if he did, like everybody's gonna get rinsed off. And it's kind of about that time that I would say Jimmy walks in after that has all been explained. Jimmy walks in with by this time say Aaron probably had 2 or 3 journals that had all this information, as well as probably some sketches and some like loose paper in with those.
Some of the pictures that Bobby had taken. Yeah, definitely.
And all of like bits and pieces of the other information from that you found on Jackson Elias.
Yep.
And Jimmy kind of walks in with that. And as everybody's kind of sitting there kind of like processing, even Dalphus, you're kind of processing like what all happened in that volcano. And the fact that you've literally aged. You literally feel older. And it feels strange to you.
Is that Aaron's journals?
Yeah. So here's the thing. You all ready to hear the next leg of all this?
Sure.
All right. It's so 3 locations. 3 locations that are going to cause, well, this thing to come back. 2 of them we've already been to. 2 of them we've taken care of what was there. And not only that, it looks like we actually might have helped take care of something a little bit. You see, inside that volcano was also this kind of rocket thing. I've seen sketches before on fronts of like Jules Verne novels and things like that. And looks like I think that was meant to go up in the air, explode, and help summon whatever this thing was. But looks like it plays out. Looks like we got one last step to go. I don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like we need to go someplace called the Black Mountain or something in Kenya.
Do we know for sure that whatever was supposed to happen on that island can't happen anymore?
That island's gone. That island has sunk into the waves. There is nothing left there.
All I'm here to do is take my brother back.
That's fine. If that's your choice, that's your choice.
I was
I'm
here.
saying that
I was here to help Aaron. Is this something that he wanted? Is this something he felt needed to be done? This next step?
I
He
think
gave
that
it
he
to
was-
stop it.
as far as
Do you mind if I
Aaron was
read?
concerned- Yeah.
Do you mind if I read his journals?
I passed it across to him.
Does anybody mention the name Nefren Ka?
I don't think my
Or
character
or
will.
Nyarlathotep either?
Oh yeah, definitely this Nyarlathotep. Yeah.
Nefrenka would have been in Aaron's notes.
Yeah, but Hardy's not looking at that.
Yeah,
if
but
he says-
Nyarlathotep would have been mentioned. Yeah.
Say that name again.
Nyarlathotep or whatever. What about it?
Jewel talks about that whatever it is sometimes. She talks about it in her sleep.
That's what you got. What in God's name have you guys gotten yourselves into? That is Nyarlathotep is. This is the big league. This is like.
Look.
You
You want
know
the really
alone.
You know it? Yeah.
look, if you want the full realization here, the fact of the matter is that yeah, this is not just the big league. This is, as far as I'm concerned, the only league, because every last little cult group that we've ran into have found, turns out it's all an aspect of Nyarlathotep. This is the same evil thing on one continent to another, and so yeah, looks like we're headed back to Africa.
Where's what is my brother's stuff? Is it here? Is it somewhere here?
Should be around here, yeah.
Point me in the direction. I need to go look for something.
Sure.
Sure.
And I go off and I rummage through his things until I find Jules' journal, which he's been writing in as well, and
Yeah.
some other
Which again,
letters and stuff.
probably more like 2 or 3 journals by now, honestly.
Sure. And
Can
I
get
come back
both
with them.
Jacob and Hardy to give me intelligence checks?
That is a hard success for me.
Okay.
Look, y'all study up, y'all look at what you need. And I'm not trying to be rude, but this thing has a time limit on it. I'm
You
not
said-
saying it's nearby or that it's soon, but I need to understand what's going on.
You said intelligence.
Yeah.
I got a hard success.
Okay. Looking through the journaling for both of them, what Jimmy is stating is pretty on point. There may be details that Jimmy has left out or that Jimmy doesn't know that is in the writings, but it's very much the easy short version of what's going on.
Yeah, Jacob's reading through the journal to get more of a sense of how not dedicated, how Aaron's resolve in seeing this through to gauge
Will
its importance.
to give his life for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This thing that you're fighting, this is the thing that put Jewel the way she is, did this to my brother?
Yeah.
It is. And we'll do it to all of us if we don't stop it.
Killed my family. Killed all these people's friend, from what I understand, this Elias or whatever.
Do you know how to stop it?
Did Aaron or Claudius note that Jimmy's dad was in Australia in their journal?
Claudius
I mean,
did.
And that Jimmy killed his own father because just aligned with this?
Yes,
Yeah,
probably.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that sinks in with your characters as you're reading through this.
In
And
fact,
it
go ahead.
makes Jacob trust Jimmy a little bit that if he's willing to do that, then he's probably aligned with, the right side.
Hardy reads it and looks up at Jimmy and says, "Are you Jimmy? You Jimmy Ray?"
Yes, me.
I've wanted to shoot my dad too, so good for you.
I just kind of raise up my glass to him and be like, prop, or, just, kind of
Props,
the
props,
Yeah.
bruh.
I
Props,
know.
bruh.
I'm trying not to be in that, modern sense, and I keep falling into it. Just raise my glass, kind of like a toast to him, like, I can appreciate your dedication to doing the right thing.
It's not hard. Like I
You-
said, my father was a part of a group called the Church of the Starry Night in the United States, and they turns out worship the same thing. My father killed and skinned my family and burned our home down.
Holy
And from
shit!
what Aaron wrote about, it seems like he was doing the same thing in Australia again, too.
My old man was terrible. I don't think he did that. I don't think.
You guys pouring over the journals and you pass them back and forth between each other and just start discussing it. It starts getting. It was already late when you guys got back. It was probably evening. None of you have eaten, and eventually, Mr. Rumsfeld just brings in like delivered noodles, like as those they went out and got food for you guys while you were talking, so you could just focus on that. And he says the guys here are gonna stick around. There's still been some weird movement outside with the what I guess are the local cultists. Just I should not read the chat. Props, brah, big same.
Big same, man. Big same.
Um, he says they're gonna stay here. It's been a little weird. Just you guys are. I know that Claudius. I assume that Claudius has some sort of living will that says that in case he's put in some sort of convalescence that somebody gets his stuff or gets control. But I'm just going to assume that Mr. Little has enough say here to make sure that this will all be okay for you guys to stay here as long as you need. Just if you decide to step outside, be careful.
Smelling food, Hardy is like devouring food. Uh, words
It's
don't come at this time.
just a simple noodle dish. Like there's not a lot of meat. There's some vegetables in it, but it is hearty and filling.
This is
Yeah.
better than the place on Ninth. I just have to say.
What the ever
That's-
living hell is this?
It's food. Food.
Just pretend it's pasta. It's like spaghetti with no red sauce.
It's got a little heat to it, though. You might want to be careful about that.
Can I get everybody to roll intelligence checks for me?
Everybody
we're going to put
roll
everybody
scarf.
at penalty die, though.
Oh.
We roll intelligence with a penalty die.
Yeah.
Regular success.
Hard success.
Yes.
I would have had I had a 7. I had a 7 and then it turned into a 37.
It's still
You
hard
said-
success for me.
Mine was a failure.
Oh, okay. Between the three of you, you pick up on a couple of things. And actually, not that Hardy doesn't pick up on this. It's just you don't catch it before they start saying something, and then you follow along pretty quickly. Kenya is definitely the next location. However, there's at least one other potential nest of cultists here in Shanghai connected with Hofeng imports. If Hofeng, you have Hofeng noted in a couple of places if they were accepting and shipping artifacts, it's very likely that someone there is involved and they're were too many cultists here in town for there not to be somebody here leading them.
So Hofong was a warehouse not too far from where we are right now.
It wasn't far, and we discussed going and then decided that it was going to be Murder Death House, so we didn't go.
So when we were, and this is me as Davy Boy, when we were leaving the island on the boat, did we happen to notice if Penhue's yacht was still out by the island?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You think this? You said it's Hofong. That's the name of it. You say this Hofong. You think somebody there is part of this?
Stands to reason. Aaron was telling me that in England it was Penhue and some other man was leading things over in England.
Gavigan is the name I have here.
Oh, right, Gavigan and someone else.
Saeed.
They're both dead too.
Burn it to the ground. Nothing else doing. If there's cultists in it, there's weird magic shit in it, burn it to the ground.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, the city's in turmoil with what's going out there in the harbor.
Nobody's going to notice. Just burn it to the ground.
All right. What do we got to do with that? I mean, what do we have to burn it to the ground?
Claudius has a note here that your friend had a fancy for dynamite. Did you find any of that upstairs?
I didn't see any dynamite on his body.
I think it's in his stuff.
I mean, he had 8 sticks that he then just threw at deep ones.
Yeah, we were throwing them quite freely.
And realistically, you're in a warehouse that deals with boats and moving stuff. There's probably a little bit of diesel around here. Diesel does burn.
I know a little bit about mechanical things. I think we should burn it. And there can't be anything good coming out of that.
I know about the internal combustion engine, but let me tell you about the external combustion engine. That's where we burn it to.
Because I understand revenge, and I understand need for it or desire for it. But here's the thing. We go deal with that warehouse. You got to realize some of us might not come back. And there is something bigger and worse than that warehouse out there.
Yeah, but if we are able to get up on the roof of that warehouse and just start raining down diesel and just light a match, I don't think that's going to... I mean,
okay, if anything is packed there like it's packed here or at our warehouse back home, they're going to be wooden crates stuffed with straw. Yeah, there might be some there's stone or metal or whatever inside it, but it's going to be a bunch of dry tinder in this place. And
keep in mind the buildings are wood. This is not your 1920s New York warehouse buildings. These are cheaply made.
We throw a bunch of Molotov cocktails right at the freaking building and tear off.
We tear off all we like, but we got to get out of this city immediately because that fire will spread to other buildings. And what I'm saying is, look, when I was looking around the town, going around trying to find out what I could about cultists, I ended up getting followed. I don't even know how many of them, maybe about 20. Now, I'm a stealthy son of a gun. I got away from them. But the thing is that what I'm saying really is I don't want to risk my life until I know that it's going to be putting this story to rest.
I get that, but it looks like from what Claudius and Jewel have both said, the constant decision in every one of these places is to kill the top guy and then run off. And it sounds like there's a ton of people that you all have just left behind. I mean, any of these people could be restarting this.
My worry is there's someone here that's the second in command that is going to restart things here. So if we can take out one of the locations, maybe that puts a spike in their wheel enough that they can't start it back up. I'm not saying that we go on a full frontal assault and try and kill the big bad guy, but maybe if we take out the center of their operations, which just seems like this Hofongs is it, maybe that gives us a more of a chance if we go to Kenya next.
Fine. But
I don't know.
we need to be on a boat as soon as possible, getting out of here as soon as thereafter.
Yeah, we're not going to do this stupid. We're going to have our getaway ready.
Writing a letter.
Hey, Charlie.
Who are you talking to?
Charles Rumsfeld.
Oh,
He looks up from his letter like, first priority should be making a plan for us to leave. And I think on our way out, if everyone is agreed, we can make our parting gift be burning down the warehouse. But we need to make our plans for heading off to Kenya as our first priority.
Charlie,
yeah.
you got a boat heading out of here? Like, I don't know. We got a boat leaving maybe first thing in the morning?
I got shipment going out day after tomorrow. I'm sure we could find a boat leaving here between now and then if you needed to leave earlier.
Yeah, find me a boat. I don't care where it's going. Just find us a boat to another port.
I do love the statement, I don't care where it's going. It makes me
I mean, if it goes to Hong Kong, we'll get a boat from there. If it goes back to Australia, I don't care.
It's like a junk trader going out to this island. Do you guys want to get on that?
You think
yeah.
you're cute, Charlie. You're not. You're still on my shit list.
Yeah, I can get something set up leaving tomorrow or late morning, early afternoon probably. I'd have to check and see what's leaving. And if I can convince them to take passengers if they don't normally. Yeah. We can get that taken care of though.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
So are you going to Kenya, Hardy? Hardly? Sorry.
Hardy. Short for Hardison. If it means dealing with the thing that tried to kill my brother and tried to kill Jewel, we can deal with it. I don't want to go to Kenya. Sounds like there's a really good chance me or Posey or you all aren't going to make it back from Kenya. But
well,
can't let this keep going.
I'm going to count me in. I'm going to pick up the torch that Aaron was carrying and see this through. I'm going to get word to some fellows that I work with, and maybe they can get us some equipment if we know that we're definitely going to Kenya. I can send them a telegram or see what kind of connections we have over there.
Okay. So your plan currently is to set fire to the warehouse, is that right?
That's what I think we should do. Yeah, that's what I think we should do.
I would also like to argue that you don't know what Molotov cocktails are because they aren't invented until 1939, but that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. I know that booze is combustible. Let's just go light some bottles and throw them at something.
Yeah.
What about plugging some cans of diesel and hitting it with a
Yeah,
yiffy?
that's what I'm thinking about is just, throwing some diesel and lighting it to go.
So,
Claudius,
go ahead.
I was like, Claudius, Hardy looks at Hardgrove and he goes, you still got that big old lightning gun or whatever it is? Claudius mentions it in his journal here. He says it made a hell of a noise and it had a really long shot.
Indeed.
If they're anything like any other warehouse, and I even saw it here, there are diesel barrels out near the garage the bay doors in the garage. There's some huge diesel tanks. If we could just shoot that lightning gun at a bunch of big diesel tanks in that place, relatively in the kind of general area, because if we can't get in or something, I don't really want to go in. It could do what we need to do.
Does this place have a roof access? This warehouse? Do we know? Does anybody know?
Yeah. The one you're currently in?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm asking in character because I don't know this place. I haven't been here yet.
No.
Hey, Hardy, did you know, is there a roof access here? Can we see this place from here?
I don't quite know where it is. I'd have to see a map, but I could figure it out. Even if I have a street map, I could figure it out. I'm pretty good with directions.
Well, which way to the roof? I'm going to go check things out.
There's probably a roof access. I would think so. Might be outside, though.
I'm going to find my way up to the roof. I want to start scooping things out.
Okay. Can I get somebody to give me a roll to see if you know which building this is?
Sure. Do you want like a navigate or a...
Let's get you a spot hidden and then a navigate.
Okay.
I'm going up to the roof just to get a general feel if we're getting circled or
Sure.
I'm going to spend 5 points of luck to get a regular success on a spot hidden.
Okay.
And then for my navigate, that is a regular success.
Okay. You have a pretty good idea between like 3 different buildings which one it would, or like that it would be one. It's far enough away that you can't see much other than the roof of it. But it's laid out pretty similarly to the way this one is.
So we won't be able to make the shot from here, then.
Probably not. No, you would not.
Can the lightning gun reach that far?
I think everything is the same.
Like the farther out it gets, the more wide. It's a freaking cone. So like, there's no way that maybe it would hit it, but like that's not the best way to light this fire.
What if we could find a stick of dynamite and we know about where those diesel barrels would be? We could just chuck it over the fence.
We could get a vehicle and load it with cans of diesel and pay someone to just park it next to the wall of this warehouse and run away.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, I know
Or
how
one
to
of
drive.
the men here could do it, and then we could hit that on our way out.
I mean, they don't know me. So, I mean, I could do it.
I would like to point a larger thing out here, that just because there's a warehouse, I know I pointed out Hofung's. Just because there's a warehouse doesn't mean that that's where everything is going to happen, nor does it mean that in the middle of the night or even the early morning, that's where, well, you have to assume Hofung being the guy that you're looking for, that he's going to be there.
Sure.
But it'd be fun to burn the
have
warehouse down.
A home, though, that would be somewhat easy to find if you needed to.
I thought we actually did get his address. I thought Claudius had got it, or somebody had got it.
Did we?
Yes,
call him?
Claudius did get the address to his mansion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, didn't we talk to him on the phone?
No.
No, we didn't call him.
Okay.
No, he would have been murdered long before now. If
Yeah.
that would happen.
No, the phone calls we had were all with like the guy that had the antique place here that was allied with Jack.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'm just saying there's probably nothing good in that warehouse, and
I'm not saying don't burn it down. I'm saying
down.
that just don't feel like that's the thing that's going to fix everything.
Hardy has an issue with magical artifacts, so he's just like, burn it the fuck down.
So, I mean, if we
Get rid of it.
burn it down, the owner of the warehouse would probably come out to see it. Maybe we could be able to snipe him then.
these guys sound kind of smart. I mean, they've been doing this dastardly thing for like years now, right? So chances are he would realize. I mean, obviously, do you have any hope at all that he doesn't know that you're here and that you've killed Pinhu?
I think he pretty much knows that their plans have gone to shit.
Which may make him behave in a very irrational and dangerous way.
Exactly.
Which means he's not going to come out to this warehouse, I don't think. I think
Or he might. I mean, that's the whole point about irrational.
He could be on his way to Kenya right now.
Could be.
So, with that in mind, what are your guys' plans? How are we laying this out?
Do we want to burn it down or do we want to leave?
I'm willing to burn the warehouse down on our way out, just on the chance that there might be something there worth taking out.
Great.
I'm not willing to take the time to stake out the mansion and make a plan to try to either find him there or burn it down or whatever that might entail. I think that would sidetrack us far too long and maybe even derail our plans with more losses.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Charles can get us a boat in the morning. I'm going to also have him make sure Claudius and Mr. Lockhart get back to New York as soon as possible.
So, that's a thing we should talk about. Claudius is physically... It was questionable to move him off the island.
Yeah.
It's even further questionable to put him on any kind of transportation out of Shanghai. The farther he goes, the more likely something could happen. So, what do we want to do with Claudius? Check him into the hospital here?
I don't like it, but
if you do it under an assumed name and keep guards there, it should be relatively easy to keep him safe.
I look through Claudius's stuff and see if I can find any other identification that doesn't have Claudius Rumtree on it.
Did he carry his actual identification?
No, but he's got forged documents.
Then yeah, he's got those.
Okay. Then I'm going to find one for we'll just say Rick Halpern, and I'm going to check him in under that because I have a passport as Thomas Halpern.
Okay.
And so I'll check him in, and I will task Charles with. Was one thing I noticed, Charlie, when you had me looking at the financials, is you're paid really well to do whatever you do here. So I'm going to add a little bit to your tasks, and you get to make sure that my brother is okay, taken care of, and kept safe. So, and when he wakes up and can travel, he goes home.
Davy boy, who's still there, because he hasn't gone anywhere, says, I'll take care of him. Don't worry. I'm not going to let somebody that was that courageous get hurt.
Hardy gives him a look and says, okay. Did Claudius meet you? Do you know? Did you guys talk?
Yeah. I think we were developing a good friendship had things not gone so poorly.
Yeah, you seem like the type he'd want to build a friendship with.
Claudius seems to have taken a good shine to old Davy boy.
Yeah, Davy boy seems completely unaware. He just wants help.
Hardy just goes, okay, no, that's good. That's good. You ever been to Spain? Don't go to Spain. I'm just being... It's not worth it. Charlie, do not let Claudius go to Spain.
So, okay, so you're going to check him in and get him taken care of. I'd say that takes a couple of hours. By the time you're done, it's past midnight. I assume everybody kind of hung out and stayed awake while that was happening, or at least, or went with them. I don't know how you guys want to do.
Probably.
Matt, did Brady have any associates or people here?
Maybe.
He killed his only associate.
You had the leader of the new China group that came back with you that survived, luckily.
We did not kill his only associate. I continue to take issue with the accusation that we killed anybody.
Okay, our questions killed him.
Chu Min is the leader of the new China group. Chu Min is still alive, but outside of that, there's not a lot of, like, you're not sure. You have no, like, Brady didn't tell you about it. Brady kept a lot of things really close to the chest. Plus, I don't remember if you guys, or don't know if you guys remember this, but Brady's a little unnerving. He kind of snuck into the warehouse and could have murdered you at any time, kind of unnerving.
Yeah, while we were sleeping, he ended up in our room.
Yeah, so, like, that's a thing to keep.
If there was anybody that was working with Brady here, I was just going to let him know that the last we saw him, he was on top of Pinhew stabbing him in the chest when they seem to have gotten covered in lava. So I don't know.
I assumed you let Chu Min know that on the way back, which would make a lot of sense. Okay. So it's a little after midnight. Claudius has been checked into the hospital. Davy Boy has grabbed a couple of his close friends to make sure that they keep an eye on the place. They kind of settle up and make sure that the whole place is safe and protected. After that, you guys kind of get back to the warehouse, get settled in, and then I assume go to sleep, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna doze. Hardy can fall asleep just about anywhere.
Okay. There we go. I'm looking for something.
Uh-oh.
That's what I thought. Fantastic. I need all of you to give me a POW check. Actually, take that back. No. I need two of you to give me a POW check. I need one from Jimmy and one from Dalphus.
You don't want to let me roll POW?
Succeeding.
You have to be known to the evil people for me to make POW checks.
Oh, smart.
I'm sorry. What did you guys say?
Regular success.
Did you also get a success, Dalphus?
Extreme.
Oh. So Jimmy, all four of you go to sleep. Jimmy, your dreams seem to pop in and out. It's kind of like the fever dreams that you've had. I'm sure we've all had fever dreams, but it's similar to those. These are more intense. They often deal with your father or violence from your father. One of them involves being in Australia in those caves and your father taking your weapons and leaving you powerless to defend yourself. But they seem never really to take hold in your mind and become a full dream before they kind of fade in and out. You wake up remembering most of them, but that fades pretty quickly. I'd say in the first like 15 minutes, they have all faded from your mind on the details. Just the idea that these things were trying to take root in your sleep.
Is not on my side.
You are setting the warehouse on fire on the way out of town, right?
Yeah.
Who's doing the setting and how is this happening?
Well, I was thinking a car loaded down with cans of diesel and a well-placed stick of dynamite.
Okay. That's fine. I'm good with that. Who's driving the car? Who's placing the dynamite?
I can drive the car.
Okay.
And I can throw the dynamite too.
Fantastic. Actually, I'm going to have you roll.
How about 2 cars? You drive the car of the the diesel and with the dynamite. You drop the dynamite in it, get in the car with us, and we take off.
I assume something along that. Like, yeah. So why don't I have you roll? Do you have demolitions by chance?
I do not.
Okay, give me do you have mechanical repair?
I do. And
Roll
we got a luck
mechanical repair
advance
for
in
me.
chat from Shawn.
Yay!
Who did
Remember-
that?
Shawn.
I did.
I don't know about that. That seems suspicious.
Demolitions be under?
Might
Well,
wanna
everybody
be
gets it.
bots. What now? What'd you say?
So what would demolitions be under?
It'd be a specific skill you'd buy outside of the regular ones.
Okay.
I've been playing Call of Cthulhu for so long that I just assume everybody has demolitions on their sheet at least, whether or
For
not
me-
they're trained in it.
For mechanical repair, I got a hard success.
Hard success. Fantastic. So you set everything up. You get the dynamite set just right. You get in the car, drive off, get a couple of blocks away, and you hear the explosion, and the fire shoots up the building and kind of up above the other buildings. You can see it from where you're at. And there's clearly a lot of activity around it. Some sort of a semblance of a fire brigade heads that way, but it's kind of just as you're getting to the ship that Mr. Rumsfeld has set up for you, or has set up passage for you. I need all four of you to roll. Actually, let's just have Mr. Hardy or Mr. Little roll luck for me.
That is a success.
Okay.
That was 51 under 56, 55.
So you're on it is a shipping boat, but one that also looks like it has spots for passengers. Four of you have been booked into one singular room. So your luggage, and your luggage will be in what is essentially two bunk beds that are chained to the wall. But he gets you on the boat. Shakes your hand, Mr. Little. He says, Mr. Little, I appreciate your time here. If there's anything else that you need, let me know. I don't think that you guys have anything set up in Mombasa, right?
No.
So if you need anything in Mombasa, I think the closest we have anything would be in Egypt, but that would be a distance away. So that might be something to keep in mind. This particular boat is headed to, oh shoot. That's good job, Matt. I didn't think this one through. Hold on. I don't remember the name of the city I was sending you to. I know the country. Hold on. I'll get there. This will go to Hong Kong and then eventually make its way to Mumbai in India. From Mumbai, you'll have to book another boat to go to Mombasa.
Can do. I hope.
So you guys are going to get on the boat. You're going to have. It's a distance. It's probably with the speed that this boat is going, plus the layover in Hong Kong. There's a couple other stops along the way as well, but the stop in Hong Kong, and then one in Singapore, and then Mumbai. You're looking at almost 3 weeks. So I need that'll put us at the end of May of 1925. I need the four of you to decide if you want to up any skills, specifically Jimmy and Dalphus. If you guys have any skills marked that you can up,
Plenty.
do that. We'll do that real quickly. Don't have to note anything, just roll the dice and mark them, and we'll talk about it in a second. But other than that, if anybody wants to up anything specifically, now's the time to tell me, because you have some time to practice stuff on the boat.
Okay. I also want to send a letter or maybe even a telegraph when we get to somewhere back to the university with an update and a request for any kind of assistance that they may offer. Whether
what kind of update are you sending them? Like a realistic update or like a smoke screen?
I'm sending somewhat of a smokescreen update to the administration, but along with the some items that we'll be sending back to the library and whatnot, there will be another letter contained within with a little more truthful stuff that's happening.
Okay.
And I'm setting that up to get to my possible replacement character.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll say you get that out in Hong Kong. And then yeah, we'll have after you guys are done. Let me know when you're done upping your skills.
I got it.
Hardy, do you want to up any? Do you want to try and do anything?
The
in the
only
3 weeks?
skill, yeah, for the only thing that he was probably just because of the kind of person he is, when he's on the boat, if he notices like anything running kind of weird, he might look at it, see if he can help.
Are you going to
So
go over the journals more?
yeah, he's gonna spend some more time with it. Now Posey's with us, right?
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
gonna say because he wouldn't have left her in Shanghai. Okay.
Go ahead and roll a d10 and add it to your occult.
Okay.
And then if you want to, we can add some stuff to your Cthulhu mythos, but that's only if you really want to buy into it.
I'm not interested in that. He knows about the
No.
occult, but I don't think he's experienced Cthulhu type stuff. He just has heard the names because of the.
Well, no, but I mean, you're reading through those journals. That could.
Oh, I see.
But that's only if you think the character would buy into what Jewel and Claudius were writing.
Oh, like would he believe it?
Yeah.
Oh, he would. It's that type of belief where he definitely does believe that there's some that they're not entirely insane. That they are insane, but they're insane for a reason.
Okay.
So I mean, he does. So
why don't you add, we'll say 3 points of Cthulhu mythos?
so I lose 3 points of max sanity, right?
Yeah. That's not a ton, but that's
Still,
not
yeah.
enough. I like that the max sanity could actually affect your character right now.
It actually, yeah, it could get there, yeah. Let's see.
And if you wanted to try and up your mechanical repair, just roll it like you would normally an advancement. What about Jacob? Jacob, right?
Yep, Jacob.
What about Jacob? Does Jacob want to do anything?
Yeah, Jacob definitely is going to study Aaron's journals more. And he does believe.
Okay. Do you
He's
have
a
Cthulhu
believer.
mythos? Did we give you some?
Yeah, we've got about 8 points in it.
Let's go ahead and bump you to 11 total.
Okay.
And then what's your occult at?
My occult's at 30
Oh yeah, bump that up by a D10.
by D10.
Why don't we take a quick break for a minute? Kick us on to our 10-minute break there, Roxy.
Will do.
We're gonna stretch our legs and hit the restrooms while we're doing this, and
then we'll talk about the skill I want to raise while I'm on the ship.
yeah, absolutely.
And when we come back, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we'll talk to y'all in a minute.
All right, welcome back. Shawn, you were gonna
Yes.
up another skill.
Yeah. Now that I know that we're heading towards Mumbai, and then are we saying Mumbai because it's politically correct? Because it would have been Bombay in 1920.
Well, it's 1923, right?
Yeah. Well, it didn't turn to Mumbai until like
1925.
1995.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mumbai, as in India.
Yeah.
It's because I looked on a modern map. That is
Oh,
my
okay.
sorry.
No, I just wanted to make sure so I didn't slip up and say Bombay if we were, because I know that could be touchy with some people. That's all.
Yeah, so if that is in fact Bombay, yeah, then it would be Bombay. That is my mistake. I pulled up Google Maps and did not think anything of it.
So since I know that we're going to Bombay and then eventually Africa, I want to work on my disguise skill.
Oh,
Nice.
sure. Okay.
And basically get things situated so if I need to throw on a disguise to fit in, then I've got I've got practice on it.
Just like that that Dana Carvey movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
And the turtle for the Turtle Club.
Well, thank you very much, Tentacle Greg. We very much appreciate it.
Oh,
5
very
gifted
nice.
subs in the chat.
Fantastic. Greg's good people. We like Greg.
We do like Greg. We need to
So-
get Greg on more shows.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
Totally.
roll for advancement in disguise.
Hey, Greg, because I will forget, you should message me after the show or right now on Discord so I remember to message you later about something. That wasn't cryptic at all.
How
No.
vague can we be?
All right, so I got 8 points in disguise. Yay.
Fantastic. So Jimmy and Dalphus. I need both of you to decide, are you guys upping any other skills? Like you've got time to kind of study up or do stuff. Do you have any skills you want to up? Kenya is a British colony at this point, so English is going to be spoken pretty thoroughly. So the native language I can look up, but it is definitely not English. I guess I could get out of that chapter. Hold on, let me get to the right chapter in this book. Because it'll tell me the right language. But yeah, you have a lot of other options for skills. Are there any skills that you want to up?
My character feels that honestly, as a player, yeah, I would normally take advantage of that, but for the character, he is going to be relaxing, checking over all his equipment, making sure that he has a repair kit for anything mechanical, especially with travel coming up. And then just making sure that he has his weapons in order. That's literally it at this point.
Okay. So nothing you want to try and up? Nothing that makes sense?
Not really. I mean, my character, I really don't. He's not going to study a language. He's really not going to be upping his combat abilities for this or anything. Really, all it comes down to is making sure that everything is set, and he'll probably be trying to do a lot of the logistics work. Like, okay, where are we going? How far is it going to be? What are the ways to get there?
Fantastic. Why don't you roll navigate and add to that then? That would make sense. Because that still is the same kind of idea.
So my navigate is a 50, and I rolled a 30.
Okay. So it won't go up.
No.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
No, it's all good.
find the stats for stuff. I like that one of the characters in this next chapter, the first skill listed is act before thinking, which he has a 55% in.
Skill.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So the language of the land is Kikuyu, Swahili, and Nandi. So those are three separate languages because there are three separate groups of Africans that live in Kenya, depending on what part of Kenya you go to. The thing to keep in mind, and I'm sure that we're all aware of this, but it doesn't always click for me, is that Kenya is carved up and the borders are put in place by white people who don't necessarily understand where tribes and different cultures start and end. So that's a thing to keep in mind, is that we have three different languages because we have three different groups of Africans, and the border might go right through their ancestral lands where it would make sense for them to be, and the white people just didn't get it.
So basically, we need a translator.
Yeah, and there are plenty of local Africans that will speak English well enough to be able to help you out. It has been a British colony for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to surprise anybody, but I don't speak anything. I don't even speak English very well.
Yeah.
I
I know a
speak
little
French
bit.
and Latin.
I picked up some Egyptian while I was there.
Nice.
So what we're all saying is we need to pay for a translator as we travel through Kenya.
Yep. It's kind of.
Yeah. I mean,
So
Post is a little French, but that's it, and I don't understand anything she says to me when she talks like that.
I need I'm sorry. There's the words Jimmy and Dalphus to give me POW checks again.
Okay. Also, you kind of didn't get around
I'm
to
sorry.
answering
Yeah,
if I
let's
remember.
talk about your skill. I'm sorry.
So, after what happened, I'm wanting to delve into the occult and some magic a little bit more. And if I can learn some magic, especially anything that would give me some defense, that's what I would be interested in looking into.
Oh, defense. So the books you have are very specific on the spells that they have access to. The only one that I think is super defensive is the... Oh, what's the name of that spell? Let me go check. Sorry, give me just a minute. Who has Aaron's stuff?
I assume Jacob.
I have the journals.
Did you guys send the rest of his stuff back with him?
No, like if there
I
was
would-
any stuff pertaining to the things that we gathered and we got here, it would kind of go into like the boxo stuff that we have.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think. Yeah, speaking as the former Aaron, I don't think I had a lot of stuff on me that would have been critical to the mission.
Okay.
But but weapons and stuff, did you bring any of that with you? Or did we keep any of that?
I wouldn't have brought any of his weapons.
Yeah,
You would or would not have?
I would not have.
yeah. Jacob has his own weapons, and would probably want to make sure that the cult would get back to his father.
In the 4 books that you have, David, there are 2 spells. Yeah. And they're both in Selections Deliver Devon. Do you speak French?
Not really.
Like you have a 0% or you have like a 20?
It is. Let me see if French got added. No,
Bobby was our
no,
our French trip.
Actually,
that's the one that I was working on, but I guess I didn't.
I am fluent in French, so if I can help him, that would be something we could do.
Okay. I mean, we can do that. That's perfectly fine if that's something you two want to work on together.
I buy Jacob's sanity.
I don't know
he's
if
got a
I don't know if Dalphus wants to give away that he's learning spells or not. That's the thing.
I just have him translate,
Okay.
translate this.
So both of you need to roll a d6.
I went away 3.
3.
Congratulations, that's what you lose in sanity.
That's not horrible.
There are 2 spells in this book. One is called Contact Noddins, and Jacob, you know that these are spells. It's very clear in the way that it's spelled out in the book that these are mystical enchant or in mystical chantings to enact change or something along that line. It's a fringe commentary on the original Latin piece, so it's a translation of a translation that then you're translating orally to another person.
Is there also any Latin? Because I'm also good with Latin.
I know.
There is no Latin.
Okay, so it's the French translation of a Latin
Yeah.
writing is what you say. Gotcha.
And then so Contact Noddins is one of them. Noddins, you can roll a cult if you'd like, but you're gonna need an extreme success, exceptional success, exceptional
For both of us, or
for either one of you.
so can I assist him to give him a better chance with this, or do we just both roll?
You both roll.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I
It's
spend
outside
luck?
my.
I'm sorry?
Can I spend luck on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Not that this is necessarily the time to use it, but Shawn did gift a reroll in the chat. So we do have one sitting on the table.
Did I do reroll too? I just did luck.
I'm spending 7 luck to get that success.
Okay.
To
So
make that
you know that
Greg did that. Greg did that.
Yeah.
Noddins of all of the deities or elder creatures, these things above human that you have learned about, Noddin seems the least maligned. Just like maybe still pretty alien and maybe outside of what you understand. And probably not mentally healthy to contact, but probably isn't going to bend you to evil just because it's evil. It's not about destruction for Noddins. There are other motivations. You don't understand them, but that's what you're getting. That's what you know about Noddins. So Contact Noddins is one, which is basically just now you know how to pick up a phone and call a god if you want to take that step. The other one is Eben's Wheel of Mist, which you know that Bobby learned, and I believe you kept that disc as well. So you already have the material components. It doesn't do a great deal of much. You put the disc down, you stand on the disc, and an area of fog comes up. That's it. You can see through the fog perfectly. Other people cannot. You can't move with the fog. You can't do much else with the fog, but that's not always the worst thing. And once the fog's up, if you move the disc, it does dissipate relatively quickly. It's not perfectly gone, but it will go away as though a light breeze is pushing through. So those are the two spells you can learn. If you want to learn either one of them, that's fine. If you want to learn both, we need to talk about, like, it's going to take the whole time for you to learn both. You're fine with learning both of them?
Yep.
Fantastic. Now we're going to move on to these PAL checks. At which, Dalphus, you are already at a penalty die because you have been spending so much time on these spells, which is kind of connecting you to a less... You're not going insane, but you're thinking of things outside of the norm in such a way that it's going to affect how you deal with this. So, Jimmy and Dalphus give me PAL checks. Dalphus with that penalty die.
Sure. Still a success. Actually, still a hard success.
That's a hard success for me too.
Okay. So the first week goes by. You both have normal dreams, no big deal. Everything seems pretty okay. I need another PAL check from both of you. Dalphus, you're still at a penalty.
Okay. 2. A regular success.
And a regular success.
Okay. Second week, you both go through and have some unpleasant dreams. They're not terrifying. There's nothing spectacular about them either way. They're just not great. They're nightmares. You have a kind of a week of nightmares. However, we're going to roll for this last week. You're both at a penalty die. Dolphus, that makes 2 for you and 1 for Jimmy to give me another PAL check.
Good. Let me know if dream lore is anything that can come into use after these dreams too.
First roll is a 12.
You haven't failed yet, so you don't know that what's going on quite yet. Your dreaming is not quite high enough.
Second one was a 60, so I'm at a 62, which is a pass. But yeah,
Dalphus?
Regular success.
Okay, so both of those are regular successes. So I would say by the end of the second week of Nightmares, Dalphus, this seems very unusual to you. Can you roll Dream Lore now for me?
Penalty or no?
No penalty, no.
No. Fail.
Okay, so what you find is by the time that you get to Nairobi, or to Bombay, it has been, the two of you are tired. Not exhausted, but like, it's been a bad week of sleep kind of tired. Not terrible, not the worst thing in the world, just you're not doing the greatest. It's going to be another week by boat. It's going to be another week between waiting for a boat and the boat getting there and coming and taking you before you can get to Nairobi. It's not going to be a problem to book passage. But you guys do have another week of travel left. Anything you guys want to do on Bombay? You've got a day or two before the boat gets here. Anything specific you want to do on Bombay?
Yeah, I'm
Hardy-
going to. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say Hardy needs more cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you stocked up on tons of cigarettes.
Posey buys tea.
Whiskey and pipe tobacco.
I'm going to go send a telegram to my contacts in France,
Okay.
and we're heading to. Where's the next port at?
Nairobi?
Nairobi. I'm gonna
Mombasa.
Mombasa. So I'm going to let them know to. I'm going to ask them for any contacts that we may have in Mombasa, and that's where they can leave the reply to this telegram.
Okay. So nothing, just restocking on normal stuff for you guys. Fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
Worried that something might be invading my dreams. I do want to try and use the Elder Sign and try and use that someplace where I sleep.
Sure. Okay. So that last week goes by again without too much of a problem. Again, you're probably at the end of May at this point. Getting ready to pop into June. I need you to both Dalphus and Jimmy to roll POW again. Jimmy, you lose that penalty die. Dalphus, you're still at 2 penalty die.
Okay. And
I pass.
I don't know if the other spell had any sort of component, but if it did, I would get that while we were there, if I could.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up, but that's a good call. Yeah.
That's going to be a fail.
Okay. I mean, it was inevitable. Like, I can only stack so many.
Like I said, we do have a reroll on the table.
I'll save that for some sort of life-threatening thing.
And so then you die in your dreams. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, all right.
There's nothing unique that you would need for like spell components. Like you need like a bowl of water. You can get that anywhere. That's not a big deal. So I'd say probably the night before you get into Mombasa, you are asleep and you feel these nightmares that have been plaguing you. Jimmy, you are still plagued by nightmares, but you feel almost protected a little bit. Like it's easier for you to end the nightmares naturally without too much of trouble.
Thank goodness.
Dalphus, though, you spend the week kind of in and out of nightmares, and then finally, like the night before you land in Mombasa, you find yourself standing outside of the library at Miskatonic. Just going to the library, you got some research to do. There's a couple of books there you haven't pulled that they don't like to have people take out of the library. It's kind of a pain, but you follow what the rules are because they are old books and, whatever. Fine. And as you go towards the library, a young man of indeterminate origin, he is definitely not white, but his skin tone suggests maybe maybe African American, maybe African, maybe like Indian. There's a shade there that's very difficult to tell, but his face is nebulous. He has a face, but there are not features there that seem to focus in. It's like I don't know, David, do you wear glasses at all?
No.
Okay, so it would be like somebody that has glasses taking them off, and you could see the outline of a face, but you can't get any real detail of it.
I do. The character doesn't. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So like it's like not having your glasses on. It's like looking at somebody and you can see that you can see they've got eyes and they've got a mouth and like, but you can't tell the details enough to pick them out of a lineup.
Gotcha.
And so this man walks next to you, and when he speaks to you, it's in perfect English, except you can hear underneath it there is another language that you cannot make out. Like there's something else being said, but it is quiet enough and overpowered enough by the English that it's clear that whatever he's saying is in that language, and it's automatically translating it so your mind can understand it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So
It's Swahili.
what now?
Is it in Swahili?
No.
Okay.
It says, Professor, it's good to see you.
Hello.
What brings you to the library today?
Research, of course.
What are you researching?
A little bit of everything.
Do you feel that that this will be a good day for research, or just another day where little bits and pieces are found?
Oh, I'm feeling lucky today.
It's always good. It's always nice to feel a little lucky. Do you find yourself drawn back to Egypt? I know your last dig went relatively well. Are you being pulled back there?
I always want to go back to Egypt. There's always more to find beneath the sands.
There are several things that would be quite interesting to find. And what if the group of other people you would take? Do you have anyone in mind? Perhaps I know that you have collaborated some on and off with the Mrs. Rumtree, I guess he would properly call her Mrs. Rumtree. Are there, besides Mrs. Rumtree, is there anyone else that you would collaborate with?
She is an excellent cataloger. I don't know anyone other than her.
I need you to roll dreaming.
Okay.
And this is a contested roll.
Okay. I'm going to use that. That was cocked that Tentacle Greg gave us.
Sure.
And that was well worth it. That gives me a hard success.
Okay. Go ahead and roll dream lore for me.
Okay.
This one is not contested.
Oh, so I can spend luck on it then?
You sure can.
All right. I'm going to spend 14 luck.
Sure. So as he asks you about, as he asks you about the people you would take with you, do you want to know what is happening around you, or do you want to know more about him?
I want to know, I get the impression that I'm dreaming, and this is someone's coming in my dream.
This is the moment that clicks that you are dreaming.
Okay. I want to know everything I can about him.
Okay. The first thing you note is that the voice is no longer male, it is in fact female. And that the facial features and the shape of the body have changed from male in a proper, like, appropriate business suit to female in what you would have to guess is appropriate tribal garb for someone in Africa.
Does it look like Imwaru?
The facial features are hard to still place, but this body type seems to match. So who would you take with you, Doctor?
Oh, my friend Aaron Lockhart is always useful. He can always find things that others can't.
I've not heard of this, Mr. Lockhart. Is he here at the university?
No, he's a private investigator.
I see. And anyone else you would want?
Recommended by a good associate of mine, and I've worked with him in the past.
Anyone else you might want to speak or to take with you? And I need you to roll dreaming again. And again, it's contested.
Got a regular success.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I failed terribly. Roll dream lore for me again. It is not contested.
Only need to spend 2 luck this time for a success.
She is attempting to push you into revealing the party you're currently with. So basically, whoever it is that's doing this, and I'm not saying your assumption is bad because it's pretty good, is trying to get you to reveal who else is in your party so that she can deal with them as well. She seems to already know about Jimmy because she is specifically, every time she's asking this question, she is pushing Jimmy out of your mind on purpose so that you will talk about the other people. And you recognize this the second time it happens.
I'm going to give some fake names, and I'll mention people that I think are really good, know their way around Egypt. They're coming really handy once we get to Egypt.
So you're going to mention other archaeologists that are real people?
Yeah, some occult people that might know that we've kind of interacted with here in the past.
So definitely real people. So these people, when you mention them, become very clear in your mind for a moment, and then they kind of pop out of your mind, and you hear almost a frustrated sigh come out of her. She says, "No, Professor, who else would you go to Egypt with? Can you give me another contested dreaming?"
Okay.
That's a good roll.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Okay. Do you want to end the dream?
I'll say I'll leave it with I'll name Brady. And somebody else, and say they'll be great help in Cairo, and then I'll end the dream.
Okay. Since you are going to give her more information, I need you to make another contested dreaming roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that a regular? Nope. I'm just over. Got a fail on that one.
We do have another reroll. Greg gifted
Okay.
2.
I will use it.
Henry Clive is a great suggestion.
5.
Yeah, should have said Henry Clive.
And you
Feel for just a moment as you try and you give her this name of Jack Brady, and there is a heat of anger that flies off of her, and then you feel these arm-like tendrils kind of wrap around you, and then you wake up. You're just like, nope, I'm out. You're not freaked out, but it clearly, like, this has been a rough, and this clearly is the thing that has been pushing on your mind the last couple of weeks.
I'm glad that skill just got upgraded.
Right? So you guys so you're awake probably 3 a.m. on the night before you get to Mombasa. You'll be getting into Mombasa around noon, so you still have several hours before hitting the dock, and then disembarking is going to take a little time. You are actually on a passenger ship this time. There's quite a bit of passengers that go from Kenya to Mombasa, or from Kenya to India, being 2 British colonies. They move people back and forth quite a bit.
Is there ever any suspicious happenings on the ship while we're on it?
With you guys, no,
Sweet.
not during the waking parts.
Sweet.
At 3 a.m, what would you like to do, Dalphus?
At 3 a.m, I would want to go back to sleep.
Okay.
Because he's old. He needs to sleep.
You did age.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
But,
what?
old people also get up really early, too.
Yeah, you're only up like half an hour from when you normally wake up, right? That's how it works out.
I'll get my Metamucil and
I mean, you've already been up 4 times to go to the bathroom tonight.
Hey, that's my real life. Careful there. So you go back to sleep.
I'll try to get some rest. Yeah.
Roll POW for me with those 2 penalty dice.
All right.
Someone's waiting for you in Dreamland.
I got a success.
Okay. You are able to get back to sleep. It is fitful at best, though. You wake up the next day in the morning feeling quite unrested. Jimmy, on the other hand, seems fine. The rest of you wake up in the morning without much of an issue. Other than probably all 3 of you are aware that that Dalphus had rough dreams. Like if you woke up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night, like it was clear that he was not having a good old time.
I tell the others that I believe Imwaru came to me in my dreams and tried to get information, and I was able to lead her astray.
Oh, you're saying that she was fishing for who you're with right now?
And where we were going next.
So what'd you tell her?
I gave her a list of other names and that we were headed to Egypt again.
I've been feeling a little bit like something's watching me in my dreams recently too, but I can show you a way that may help. Might help you get a little bit more sleep if you'd like.
Yeah, what's your secret, Jimmy? I'm joking. I just like that Jimmy's like, I ward my bed place and I don't tell nobody about it. I'm
You
sleeping
might
great.
think I'm crazy.
Yeah, sure.
No, there's well, I'm not seriously. There is a somewhat, I will say, cultic symbol, but it is one of protection, one that drives dark entities away, or at least makes you less visible to them. And I don't mean like it's very good, but it helps.
Yeah, I've actually seen those before. I found a book of that where where the Wipers, they have documentation on those kind of symbols. Are you saying it actually works?
Kind of. I've had it not work. One time and it might be that my intention was wrong. I've actually tried scrawling it in my skin once, and that did not help at all.
In your skin with what?
A knife.
Dedication.
That might be the most crazy thing that I've ever heard. Out of everything that we've talked about on this trip, you just tried to cut something into your flesh.
That is nothing.
You've seen what we've seen.
Yeah, I do not envy you the experience of what's coming up then.
No, I'm just saying I believe all this other stuff. It's the fact that you're willing to try to cut something into your skin that out of everything, I just don't understand that.
I don't know. I mean,
I might as well explain this. And I'm like, my character just takes off his shirt, and his body is crisscrossed with scars, hundreds of them.
I mean, if we're gonna go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, are they purposeful or from like fights or?
Oh no. This was my daddy's way of making sure I understood the lessons I was being taught.
When you killed him, did you make sure he knew it was you that killed him?
Oh heck yeah.
Oh.
I'm just saying we've all got daddies who got a little rough. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna
I'm sorry I
belittle.
bring it up, but
I'm not gonna belittle your scars, but I'm just saying, I I personally could not carve something into my skin. I would do just about anything else, but I would not do that. That's all I was saying. I wasn't trying to make some sort of
I
pissing
understand.
contest over whose daddy was
On that
worst.
island, Pinhue used magic to drain years of my life away. I could feel it. I'd carve a dozen of those symbols on my skin if I could stop that from happening again.
I mean, have you ever think about trying a tattoo instead of trying to carve it into your skin?
Right?
Actually, I hadn't thought about that.
And actually, that makes a little bit of sense with how you have to enact the spell. The ink being a lasting thing, where your body is going to heal up any cutting, even if it's scarred, it's still considered different. Like it's still healed over. That might actually work better. It should also be noted you're down 1 magic point, and that'll be permanent as long as you keep that active.
Okay.
Kind of worth it, but like that's a thing.
I know a great tattoo shop down the corner from where my apartment is back in New York. If you ever want, I give you the guy's name uh, when we get back.
Just make sure you clean it. I saw some guys in the war get some horrible infections from tattoos.
Well, I mean, if you're just doing it with like, I don't know, a rusty needle and Bic pen ink, then yeah, maybe. But this is a certified shop. He's got skills. It's for real.
They do
Which elder
certifications in
sign?
that.
Which elder sign do you use? Is it the branch or is it the star?
I believe it was the branch is what you told me.
That sounds good. Okay, cool. So you arrive in Mombasa. Oh, I am not in the right spot anymore. Hold on. I was totally prepared for this, and then we had questions about spells. Sorry.
And daddy issues.
Well, this book, this story
I
has
feel
been
good
full of
about
daddy
myself.
issues.
Saying that you got any reason to not feel good about yourself. I was just saying I don't much like to cut my skin. That's all. I wasn't trying to start anything. And I smoke a cigarette and go back to looking out a window.
Mombasa itself is about 30,000 people, combining bits and slabs of Arabic, African, Indian, Portuguese, and British ways of life. I need everybody to give me a spot hidden at a penalty. David, you're at 2 penalty dice. For anything mental related, you're going to be at an additional penalty dice for however long takes you to get a good night's sleep.
All right.
That's, I'm just like, wow, it's like really cloudy today.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
And this was a spot hidden?
Yeah.
All right. I got a regular success.
Thank God Jimmy's alert.
As the boat comes in and you guys get off the boat and like get your bags and wait for a porter to take you to a hotel room, you note several people moving around with what you would have to guess are markings of different tribes in the area, but there are consistencies with some of the occult markings you've seen. None of it is exactly the bloody tongue, but also there are things that are. It may just be that you're a little too paranoid about it, but it just seems like these are similar enough to some stuff that you've seen in other writings. Not anything in this particular adventure, but in other writings and other things you've studied in the past.
Well, this is a whole lot of hell now.
Wait,
None
what's
of them
wrong?
seem to note you though, which is important.
I don't like being out on this street right now.
Wow, what's wrong? What's going on?
I don't know if anybody understands a word I say, but I'm going to say this. Let's get off this street as soon as we can.
Yeah, let's find a place to stay.
So you guys head in. It is afternoon, so it's well past or a little past lunch. You guys get set up at one of the hotels in town. It's relatively nice. I assume um, one of you has money, right?
Yeah.
I actually
The
do.
professor still is not poor. Definitely not poor at all.
No, I'm not poor either. I can. What's my thing? I got the cash for. Sorry, a new character. I mean, I can assist. I've got a $50 a day spending level, and I can pay up to a $250 in cash on me.
Yeah. So you guys make your way to a hotel. It's a relatively nice hotel. Something that will eventually one day become, a nicer Holiday Inn Express, I'm sure. But it is on the nicer end of things. They find you a room with like conjoining rooms around a centralized sitting area. Um, you guys get settled in for the night. There is a train that will take you deeper into Kenya to Nairobi, but it only leaves in the morning because it's about an 8-hour trip by train to Nairobi. And you get the distinct impression that while train travel in Europe is relatively quick, train travel here is slower. There's more to deal with on the tracks. The tracks are not always safe to go at higher speeds, so they tend to go at lower speeds. There's more stops. And then there are often more like man, brain just shut down on me. Those different grades of classes. There's going to be a lot of lower class passengers, a lot of your more economy class passengers. So there's going to be more cars for those. So
Okay.
it's just going to take longer, and there's going to be more in and out and more people coming around.
Will we be able to get a private compartment at least?
Yes, you can do that. It won't be incredibly cheap, but it's not going to break the bank anywhere either. You do note that when you buy tickets, they note very clearly that it's not just done by class, which class of car you buy, but by the color of your skin. It is very segregated.
Segregated.
Um, I'm sorry, the journey is not 8 hours. The journey takes between 15 and 18 hours, depending.
Good God. Okay.
Well, and part of it is up. Part of it is that you're at the ocean level, and no matter what, you're going up. It's not
Sure.
like you're going up a mountain, but like that takes more. That takes longer and takes more stops for coal, which is a
Sure.
big deal.
You said 15 hours?
15 to 18, yeah.
All
But
right.
that will come tomorrow when you guys get ready to go.
Yeah, before we leave, I'm going to go to. Is there going to be like a French embassy here?
No, not a French embassy. There is
British, though,
a
correct?
British embassy as well as a Portuguese embassy.
Before we leave in the morning, I want to go to the British embassy to see if my telegram was answered. And I'm
Well,
just looking for
I'm
any
sorry.
possible contacts.
They don't have any real contacts in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nobody really in Nairobi. There's people here in Mombasa, but Nairobi is comparatively it's the difference between like an actual big city and a tiny nothing hamlet. Nairobi doesn't have a lot going on. It's a relatively small area.
So, do they possibly point out a trustworthy translator that we could have travel with us to Nairobi?
Yeah, they give you the name of 5 or 6 men that could travel. Not all of them speak all of the languages, so it would be depending on what you want spoken as to who you're going to get. All of them speak English, but not all of them are going to be able to speak all three of the local languages.
Is there one that at least speaks two?
Yeah, there's one that will speak. Let me double check that. One will speak Kikuyu and Swahili, or Nandi and Swahili.
I'm gonna go back to the, go back to the group and tell them, hey, I've got my contacts are able to provide me 2 names of gentlemen that will be able to travel with us, that will be able to translate. They speak English. They both speak 2 of the different languages in the area. None of them speak all 3. So it's going to be kind of a shoot on, do we take the guy that speaks, was it Swahili and Nandi?
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to remind me what the other one was.
Kikuyu and Swahili.
Kikuyu and Swahili. I mean,
I'm not trying to interrupt or anything, but I do want to say be very careful about who you choose. I didn't say it before because I wanted to get off the street, but there are people walking around in broad daylight with markings of cults on their body. Now, good news is they didn't recognize any of us, but I did see them.
yeah, I appreciate that, but my contacts definitely would not pass me names just on a whim. These men have been vetted. I mean,
Right.
if it makes you feel better, I mean, we will check them out to make sure that they don't have any
Contacts yours?
Yeah, it's a group of mine that they're called the Wipers. It was a group of men during World War One. Oh, jeez. Sorry, still trying to get used to this. There's a group of men during the war that found something, and because of that, they've actually formed a group that tries to stop. Well, honestly, things like this that happen. Since I've been associated with them, we've put down a nest of ghouls once, and it was horrible. I mean, I think we lost more men than needed, but we got the job done. And to say they're paranoid is to put things mildly. So when I ask for someone trusted to help us with translations, they are giving us names of people that they would trust.
Hardy just laughs when he says that you've got friends that put down stuff like this, because I wish they'd come and handle this.
Well, why do you think I'm here? Aaron told me what was going on. I talked to them about it, and they are providing the means to help take care of this, and by me and by the money, and hopefully
Yeah.
if we need it, I can reach out for more, but they're aware.
I guess
They're
I'm more
helping.
concerned about, it seems like we've already thrown a few bodies at this thing. It'd be really nice to have, more of those.
Trust me, I wish that was the case. It breaks my heart that Aaron's dead because of this. But I think we can trust him. If there's something that you want to look for when we meet one of these translators that'll put your mind at rest, we'll definitely have him do that. I mean, do you need to strip them? I mean, what are you looking for?
No. These guys are pretty blatant about what they've been doing. I'm just trying to say I didn't realize that you aren't just looking for anybody around here, but
No, I put my trust in the Wipers and the fact that they vetted. So these are people that they've worked with before.
so be it. I'm just so long then.
So that takes us back. Which languages do we think is going to be the most beneficial? Swahili and Nandi, or
Professor,
I say,
can
yeah.
you give me an intelligence check? You're gonna be at a penalty die plus an additional penalty die because it's a little outside of your normal. You know what? Not intelligence, education.
Okay.
So you'll be at 2 penalty.
Hard success.
Okay, cool. So given what you know of where you're headed, you know you're going to Nairobi, and you have the intention of going north of there. That would put you in an area where Kikuyu would be more important than Nandi. It would be much more likely that you're going to run into people that speak Kikuyu than anyone that speaks Nandi. Nandi is more of a southern, and so is Swahili, but it's also a little spread. So the Kikuyu is going to be more useful than not.
And he speaks Kikuyu and Swahili?
Yeah.
So if we're just choosing one, we should probably get the one that has Kikuyu. I think that would be more useful where we're headed.
Okay. Let's go and get him before we leave because he's going to need to come with us.
Okay. So the group of you go and you go to hire him.
Mhm.
Are you all going to hire him and then getting on the train in the morning? Is that the intention?
Jimmy, if you and the professor need to lie a little low, I can go get him. That's not a problem.
Yeah, probably best if I don't put myself out there right now.
Hardy, you're welcome to come with me if you want to.
I mean, and he kind of looks around and he looks at Posey, and I mean, I can.
It's up to you. I just don't want you to think that I'm trying to hide anything.
Eyes watching.
I mean, we probably shouldn't go anywhere alone, right?
Probably the best.
Yeah, I'll go. And just give me a second. And he puts Claudius's 44 in his holster and adjusts a jacket over it and smooths his hair out and goes on.
Okay. So the two of you go to hire the translator. You make it to the translator without an issue. As you're coming out with him, is this the morning you're going on the train, or is this the night before?
Morning, we're going on the train.
Okay. As you come out, I need both of you to give me spot hiddens.
I've been doing so well with those. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, no. Fail.
I'm gonna use the reroll that we have on
Sure.
the table and reroll. That's a success, just barely.
So as I'm going to take away your success because you made fun of me about my conjoining rooms.
Hey, like 15 minutes ago. That bird should have healed by now.
So you guys come out as you're kind of getting ready to walk back to the hotel to grab the other two guys and Posey. You notice a man across the street that you've seen multiple times, and he is watching you. He's an Indian man of average height, wearing what you would expect other people from India to be wearing. And he watches the two of you, and then when he sees that you see him, Hardy, he quickly moves to disappear into the crowd. So you can roll a spot hidden, but it's going to be contested. I'm going to find his stats.
I got a 99. I don't see anything.
Hell.
I lose them real fast.
Yeah, he slips pretty deftly into the
Shit.
crowd and runs off.
What's wrong?
God damn it. Somebody was watching us. I've seen him before. He was like, right on us. And it's like he vanished.
So like once he noticed us, he just faded out.
Yeah, our eyes met. And he bolted.
You said you recognized him?
I've seen him before. I didn't recognize him, but I've seen him watching. I've seen him around. I guess I've never seen him watching us until just now. But once our eyes met, I realized I'd seen him multiple times.
So, like in Shanghai, in Bombay.
No, just here.
No, just here. Just here. Is
Oh, okay.
Darker skinned, not African, I don't think. I would say probably Indian.
All right, let's get back to the group.
Yeah. Keep your eye out, though. Maybe you'll see him.
Okay. You guys head back to the hotel. You don't see anything on the way. You grab the other two people and you head to the train. Is that what the plan is?
Tell them that we noticed that someone was watching us, just so everybody's got their eyes on
And-
a swivel.
Yeah, and Posey was not with us. It was just me and
Yeah, no, I
me
get
and
that.
Dick.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I assume unless you tell me otherwise, Posey's going to stay in a location.
Yeah,
that's
she's
not dangerous.
she's literally just here to step in if Hardy bites it. So
Win. But yeah, definitely if, not win.
shut up, okay? I really like this guy. He's a sweet boy.
Is he?
He hasn't been rude. He hasn't like made fun of us or anything, you know. So
That
far,
is
it's pretty good.
true. He
he's-
does seem to have like a simmering
just-
anger issue up below the surface.
Only about like some things.
Claudius.
People who have daddy issues.
Some, you say some people. I don't think we've made a character that doesn't have daddy issues in this game.
Actually, Jacob. I mean, his dad's dead. but
Aaron
there's-
did.
Yeah, Aaron loved his parents.
Sounds like daddy issues to me.
No, I have daddy issues in real life, but that's probably why I roleplay no daddy issues.
It's just a strange new world. I'll try it. So the you guys pack up and head towards the hotel or towards the train. You get everything stowed. You are in the very last car, which is the first class car. So it is the train. I guess it's a wood burning. It's not coal. So the locomotive, wood, tinder. There's a flat car that carries freight and Africans that ride that car. It's open and without protection from the sun or the rain. There's a mail and baggage and freight car that's covered. There's third class car with row seating, and then a dining car, and then a first class car. And that's where the four of you are. There are 5 rooms. None of them are sleeper rooms, but they are compartment seating. And you have rented an entire compartment for what is now 6 of you. Although you get some real sketchy looks for bringing someone, an African, onto the white people car. Like, they don't question you. You bought 6 tickets, but they are less than pleased that you have chosen to do this.
Hardy
Oh,
blows
okay.
smoke in somebody's face that's watching too long.
Fair enough. That's
I
actually
want to turn around and actually act like he's my boss.
nice. He does seem to keep his head down. Like, he's trying to draw as little attention to himself as possible.
Yeah, it's like in his head, he's like, "Oh, they don't even know a thing about what's going on here."
Right. That's going to be a good place for us to break, though, because it gets bad real quick, guys.
Oh, we're gonna die on the train, aren't we?
Hey!
I don't know. We'll see how lucky you get, because this combat, it's not about skill.
Oh.
So yeah, we
I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask if Hardy clocked that guy as they was getting on the train anywhere on the platform or anything, but I forgot to.
I think you saw. We will be back in 2 weeks with the episode 3 of season 3, where definitely something's going to happen on the train. Next week is Growing Shadows, where they're doing fun stuff in Japan. Saturday we've got Never Going Home. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a World War I Cthulhu story. The mechanics are pretty interesting. They're pretty light.
I like it, but it also does create a game that ran a certain way, could be super lethal.
Yeah, I expect that several of us will lose characters, and I'm okay with that. So, and then we'll be back. We've got Star Trek coming. We'll let you know the exact details of when that launches coming soon. You should definitely follow us on Twitter. You can go over to YouTube and click that like and subscribe, and then go over to Facebook. I'm really appreciating you putting this in the chat as I'm saying it, Roxy. I really like it. Go over to Facebook and like us there, and then don't forget to go over to our Discord. We are having good conversations. We're making friends. Come be our friend on Discord, and it'll be good times.
Be our friend.
What am I missing? Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. We've got some stuff coming up, but you need to be in the Discord chat to find out more about that. And looking forward to the future. Actually, I think you already announced at the beginning of the show we have Star Trek coming up later this year, and we have X-Crawl coming up after that. And so, keep your Mondays and Thursdays clear because we will be happy to fill them. There's an innuendo in there somewhere, but I'm going to ignore it.
And then after we wrap up Masks of Nyarlathotep, it'll be the Horror on the Orient Express.
We're on the Express where we get to annoy Roxy.
The what on the
Yay.
Express?
Where-
What?
The hoe on the hoa.
Yeah,
The
Hoa.
hoas.
The
They're just
Huas.
Tony.
I'm gonna
It is
send
definitely
it to
the
the
most
credits.
exciting kind of express I've ever been on.
Okay,
After my first
we're gonna close this up.
I'm making an Italian American, and he's just gonna talk just like that the whole time, and you're gonna hate me. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
My character
God.
So
is going to
please
be
do not kill
mute.
his first character.
I just attained immortality.
Yeah, the Countess shall live forever.
My character is going to be a French mime that's traveling to a new place.
Oh,
nice.
no.
No.
You don't have to
Okay.
talk.
How did you
All
make
right.
it through the door?
Okay, it's been a great night. We thank you all for coming. Thank you, Tentacle Greg, for gifting stuff in the chat. Thank you, David and Shawn and Greg, also for spending your channel points. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Shawn, for also gifting a sub.
You're welcome.
We will be back in 2 days at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central for Never Going Home on Seriously Let's Stream. We'll see you then.
Night, everybody.
Bye, guys.